Welcome everybody. My name is Michael, and today, well, we have less than 24 hours till my flight. I'm excited, nervous, pretty stressed out, but let's get on right into the news. Cryptocurrency, that's what you're all here for. So thanks for staying tuned, as always, into every single one of my videos. And if you're new, welcome, come along for the ride. Crypto has had an interesting past month. In today's video, we're discussing about local Bitcoins. I've been wanting to make a video on local Bitcoins for quite a while now, and this is because in 2019, they removed their in-person cash transactions, which was a huge part of their business. It's essentially like Twitch suddenly removing the live streaming option for all gamers who use the platform. Obviously, there's going to be the streamers who are vloggers and just random people who like to log in, but most of their bread and butter comes from the gamers. Just as local Bitcoins, most of their money came in from in-person cash transactions. It was the safer route, and it is a long time that everything was going right, and suddenly out of the blue they removed this option. You see, local Bitcoins was established in 2012, which is very old in the cryptocurrency world. It is a Finnish exchange on June 1st, 2019, so 2 years ago to this date. Local Bitcoins quietly removed in-person cash transaction, and 3 days later the company publicly announced on Twitter that it was banned, essentially. As per the accompanying statement, local Bitcoins had to renounce local cash trading to adapt to the current regulatory environment, which is complete BS, but let them be. The removal of the option has angered users who seemingly began looking for decentralized platforms with more room for anonymity, and one of them was BISC, which we've already discussed about on Kubera previously. It is a little bit more difficult to use. There's a lot less people using it than local Bitcoins, but it is one of the most anonymous options still available today. A lot of P2P, peer-to-peer services that would offer in-person cash transactions, some regulatory watchdogs would say, hey, they're going against KYC and AML laws, anti-money laundering, know your customer, to find out whether your Bitcoin, your cryptocurrency is dirty, whether it came from, for example, money from illicit substances, or from corruption, or from bad governments, or whatever, from crime, from scams and stealing, whatnot. In June 2012, Local Bitcoins was founded, and it was based in Helsinki, Finland. Unlike Coinbase, which was established actually the same month in June 2012, Local Bitcoins positioned itself as a decentralized service, basically the cryptocurrency version of Craigslist or eBay. So they had a marketplace that was essentially a bulletin board, and you logged in and you wanted to purchase or sell your cryptocurrency. And of course, you're going to pay a hefty premium. But if you're avoiding KYC and AML, then it's going to cost you a little bit, but you have your privacy, and that's a good thing. Well, a lot of users, including myself, were very frustrated when we realized, hey, the platform that we've used and have made money off of, or were just buying as customers. I both was a seller and a purchaser on local Bitcoins, more so a purchaser. The cash option just disappeared. There was no announcement. There was nothing on the homepage that said, hey, we're not accepting this anymore. And the fact that they announced it on Twitter, it doesn't matter. It was such a disappointment. It's almost as if they wanted to hide that option because they knew that a lot of people would be frustrated. One of the main reasons people would go to local Bitcoins is to avoid getting scammed. And this is a huge problem with a lot of other peer-to-peer exchanges. If you log into Paxful, which I love Paxful, but they've also kind of made in-person cash transactions, it's very difficult. I love Paxful. I used to love it compared to local Bitcoins, but both of them have definitely changed. A lot of these peer-to-peer exchanges have changed, and it is so difficult to just find, especially outside of America. Inside of America, it's rather simple because there's so many ATMs. That's where the bulk majority of these crypto ATMs are, and there's Coinbase, and even though it sucks, there's a lot of options. In Europe, in Asia, it's still developing in certain countries, and you don't have as many options, and the few options that you do have, they're going to be a little bit more expensive. Well, you don't want to get scammed with PayPal because there could be chargeback fraud. And when you meet up with somebody at a cafe, it's rather simple. You find somewhere, or at a bank, right? Somewhere where there's a lot of people, where it's safe, where you're able to identify the person that you're going to be trading with, and hopefully you're able to make a good trade with them. And if you pull out cash, no one's going to rob you, no one's going to steal that from you. You get your Bitcoin and you go on your merry way. There's no way to charge back. You paid for your Bitcoin, you get to keep it, and the other person gets to keep their money, and that's it. So when this option was taken away and gift cards are being promoted, which is a pretty unsafe option, or even PayPal, in my opinion, PayPal is notorious for chargeback fraud cases going against the person who's actually the victim. It kind of sets a pretty bad precedent. And this was a while ago. I just didn't report on it because I thought, oh, it's going to come back eventually. Here we are 2 years later, it hasn't, and there's no sign that it's going to come in. And recently there's been news that LocalBitcoins has added Dogecoin and Cardano and more altcoins. That's right. But a competitor, even though it's a smaller competitor, this was when another article back in 2019 came about with LocalBitcoins removing their cash person transaction. There was local Ethereum, just, like LocalBitcoins, but for Ethereum. The creator of that has now turned that into, I looked it up just to see if it's still around. It is. It's called localcryptos.com. And you have Ethereum, Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Dash. And in Poland, I see that there are some sellers. And yes, you do have in-person cash transactions. And even though it probably isn't as popular, I haven't heard about it, I'm sure that some people would use it in Poland. I'm sure that a lot of people, wait, I have an account. Oh my God, I just looked, I have a notification. Whoa, looks like I already signed up. I wasn't even aware, probably because of the name change, that it used to be Local Ethereum, but there we go. Look, I completely forgot. What's the notification? Your email address has been confirmed. Thank you. Oh, there we go. Looks like I was trying to sell on the platform. There we go. I'm using it. So the main problem, if we look at LocalBitcoins, is any exchange such as Coinbase is where the location of the exchange is based. Since LocalBitcoins was based in Finland, there was a ban, and because of EU laws, anti-money laundering laws, that's why LocalBitcoins had to change. And until May 9th, 2018, they announced that there's going to be an updated terms of service, and there was a bunch of new laws that came in, and there was a lot of people who said, rip LocalBitcoins, hello to another centralized exchange. There was a lot of KYC, starting with asking people to verify their IDs, and I get the reasons for this, but it's also very upsetting. Well, now LocalBitcoins has added support for Tether, Polkadot, Cardano, Bitcoin Cash, USDC, and Chainlink. And they said, you asked, we delivered. Some highly anticipated altcoins have now been added as payment methods. But it's still very, very upsetting because the option's not there. It doesn't exist. And I haven't used LocalBitcoins since. I'm not going to use it until they return the cash transactions. I have purchased through PayPal before, and I felt very unsafe. This was years ago. I've never been scammed, but I definitely wouldn't want to be a seller of this, even though you're getting a pretty good premium. I talked with a lot of people a few years back, and I'm sure it's even worse now. The chances are high that you can get scammed. And there's certain countries where they're going to have a different audience. Obviously, Venezuela, you got a lot of people who love crypto. They need crypto in certain cases because of hyperinflation. So LocalBitcoins is competing with Paxful for the title of the most popular P2P platform. It's currently dominant in Latin America. Paxful no longer supports users from Venezuela, which is kind of sad due to legal restrictions because it's one of the highest crypto adoption rates in the world. Now, sure, they may not have a lot of money, but it's growing, and that's a good thing. If you're trading with cash in-person transactions, it's not just because you want privacy. It's not just because you're a criminal. One of them is that traders secure deposits into their accounts immediately. and there's less exposure to, being at the whim of the markets. If it suddenly goes crashing down, you're not going to get screwed. But one thing that's interesting is Binance peer-to-peer. LocalBitcoins has a new competitor in town, and this time it's a company that already has billions of dollars and is the Amazon of cryptocurrency. That's right, they already support altcoins. Binance clocked 4.2 billion in trading volume on its peer-to-peer exchange last year, and LocalBitcoins has generated close to $2 trillion in volume, while Paxful scored 1.6 trillion during the same time period. Binance's 4.2 billion may not sound like a lot, but that's where LocalBitcoins and Paxful both used to be at. And Binance, this is just from their peer-to-peer exchange. Obviously, their normal exchange is dealing with hundreds of billions and trillions of dollars, but still, it's something to look out for. So I might be making a video on that in the future, but wanted to just chat about LocalBitcoins because I see this article that they're adding support for Dogecoin, and there's a little bit of bitterness within me. There's still some platforms out there that aren't going the way of centralization. They're still going to be decentralized, and that's something that we should aim for as a cryptocurrency community. So that's today's video. Thanks so much for watching today's video, guys. Wish me luck on everything tomorrow. I'm hopefully going to be able to schedule a video for tomorrow so we have continual videos on a daily basis. And yeah, after tomorrow's scheduled video, the next video that I post, as long as my plane doesn't fall down, I'm paranoid about that, we'll be back in the United States of America. So wish me luck and have a great rest of your day, guys. Good luck with your cryptocurrency investments. Stay safe out there. Don't do anything too silly. And we shall see you guys tomorrow. Bye.